Hello, I'm Christine, and today I'm here to talk about adrenal cocktails. Whether you're a parent, an employee, a business owner, a carer, or just a human being that's trying to exist in this 24/7 lifestyle that most of us lead now, you've probably got a lot of things on your plate and a lot of demands of your time, your focus, and everything. One thing that people talk to me about so often is fatigue, getting up energy, keeping up with all the things that they need to do, and feeling at least a little bit more than just going through the motions. Because if they had more energy, they'd be able to concentrate better, they'd be able to sit at their desk with more focus, they'd be able to play with their kids longer and not lose their patience with the kids. Byproduct of that is they'd also probably sleep better. So these things feel so much more out of reach when we're tired. It becomes a really negative cycle. I'll talk a bit more about that later. The thing that I recommend to pretty much everybody to start with is something called an adrenal cocktail. In this video, I'm going to explain what it is, why I recommend it, and why it can make a difference to you. What it's not, or what it is. It is not alcohol. Adrenal cocktails aren't actually a cocktail, a beverage with any alcohol at all. Sometimes they're called adrenal mocktails. I've seen them with a few different names, but essentially they are orange juice, cream of tartar, and salt. There are a few other recipe variations, but today I'm going to talk about one in particular. In the meantime, before I go into the specifics of the recipe, I'm going to explain a little bit more on why the body benefits from these, some background to help you understand how can orange juice, cream of tartar, and salt actually make any difference? What can something like that do to my tiredness? So, adrenal glands. Have you ever heard of them? Some people have, some people haven't. You might have heard of adrenal fatigue. You might have heard, adrenal fatigue, that's not really a thing. You might have heard of it and go, I think that's me, but not really know actually what to do about it. So adrenal glands, they're little glands on top of our kidneys. Theoretically, we should have one on each kidney. And they're so important for helping us with signaling around our body. So they help with signaling if we're in a fight-flight situation. Is there a bear behind me? Do I need to run? Do I need to flee? Do I need to fight? Do I need to freeze? They help us with that. Adrenal gland, adrenaline, might have something to do with it. Often people will think of adrenals for cortisol. So if you've had a lot of stress around, your cortisol levels might be all skewed. They do play a part in that. But they actually play a very important part in signaling with the brain for longer term stress management, longer term physiology responses. Because if our body is stressed over a long period of time or a short period of time, we need to be ready to respond. And so the body, the more long-term stress you have, ongoing stress, your body will be calling on the adrenals a lot. And it does affect us in other ways. So it will affect our metabolic system. It will affect our sleep. It will potentially have us more hypervigilant and so many other things. It really is, it's complex, but also let's think about it. If we're stressed all the time and our body needs nourishing to support us, maybe our adrenals need a bit of extra support along the way. Given all of this, it's worth considering that when we're experiencing stress, our adrenals are involved. Have you had stress lately? Have you had stress through most of your life? People that I speak to, they go, oh, well, I've got a bit of stress all the way through to, my whole life has been a bag of stress. And it's really important to consider that events that we may think of consciously as stressful, they're just one part of the stress. Our body is constantly monitoring. Am I safe? Am I fed? Am I about to run into conflict at work, in community things? If we're volunteering for 101 things to do with our family or caring for those around us who may be unwell, if we're putting ourselves last all the time instead of having any priority for our own care, our adrenals can be working extra hard in that situation. So they're also, believe it or not, these adrenal glands, they're a main storage point for vitamin C. Humans don't make their own vitamin C, so we need to get it from our food. And orange juice, you may be aware, is good for vitamin C. So why do we have vitamin C? It's really there, ready to help us nourish the adrenal glands, support our not only immune system, which we often think of for why we need vitamin C, but it gives us that stability in the place, the support for the adrenals to be able to support us in other ways. It's a key coordination point for so many things that having that extra vitamin C means that we can be ready and armed to jump into action when we need to. Ideally for orange juice, you want to aim for freshly squeezed. If you can access organic oranges, fantastic. If you can't access fresh oranges and or organic, see if you can get freshly squeezed from your local supermarket, fresh food store. Sometimes they even have them freshly squeezed in store where you can see them do it. No added anything. You don't want it reconstituted juice. You just want 100% orange juice with no preservatives. That might make it more accessible for you to get from what you've got available to you. Maybe one day you can source fresh oranges or when they're in season in your area. The other thing that oranges give us is actually potassium. Adrenal glands need and regulate electrolyte flow in the body as well. You might have heard of electrolytes and go, yeah, right, whatever. That's something to do with like when I'm sick or whatever, right? Well, the kidneys and the adrenals work together to keep our blood balanced day to day. And when we've got stress, shockingly, we need to regulate sodium and potassium as well. So we need extra to what we often expect. Most people I talk to don't actually get enough potassium day to day anyway. They just get by. So orange juice also provides us with some potassium. It also we get some potassium from the cream of tartar in the recipe as well, believe it or not. So if you can include cream of tartar in your adrenal cocktails, you've got orange juice, cream of tartar, and you've got that healthy source of potassium. It's going to help your adrenals to downregulate, to calm. Give it a positive cycle rather than the loss of nutrients. Quality salt from a minimally processed option, so not table salt with other junk and processing aids in it, just salt. Nothing else in it. Easy. The sodium is very important. We might have been told that salt is bad, that it's going to raise blood pressure and all sorts of things, but we actually need quality salt throughout our day. So in your adrenal cocktail, it works with the potassium and the vitamin C to nourish the adrenal glands. Overall, by having these ingredients, we're supporting our adrenals to support us so that we can make energy more easily, so that we don't get the mid-afternoon slump. Has anyone gotten to 2 to 3 in the afternoon and be sort of hanging over your desk or dragging your feet if you're out and about? The adrenal cocktails, if you do them, say with lunch, what's something that you do predictably every day? Do it at the same time. Make it easy on yourself to make these happen. It might be when you first wake up in the morning. It might be that to help with the slump in the afternoon in particular, you do it with lunch. Anywhere that you do it is better than getting too pedantic over when you do it. So I'd encourage you to just get in, do it when you think of it. If you forget it for a day, do it when you think of it. Consider the scenario where you wake up and you feel tired and you reach for a coffee and then you get going with your day. If you've got kids, maybe you chase them out the door to go to school or other activities. Maybe you've got work, maybe you're caring for someone else. Like you go about the motions. By lunchtime, if you've eaten, maybe you're sort of hanging on by a thread. You might need some extra heavy on carb or a sugary hit somewhere, another coffee. You're just kind of perpetuating this dragging cycle, and it can turn into a really negative cycle because by mid-afternoon, if you're feeling like you're about to fall asleep at your desk or just not functioning well, you're going to pull and go, I want a coffee or a chocolate or insert whatever your thing is at that point, some sort of stimulant typically. And that may end up counterproductive because then when you go to bed that night, hang on a minute, I'm wired. You're tired, but you're absolutely wired and you can't wind down because your adrenals are then going, oh, how are we going? Have we escaped that bear? And the more stress we've had throughout our life, we become more and more in this hypervigilant kind of mode. So by introducing a simple drink, just orange juice, cream of tartar and salt, we can downregulate that nervous system, give it the nourishment that it needs with the nutrients it needs so that you're not craving those hits in the afternoon. I've had customers who have gone, I'm just not craving sugar anymore at all. They haven't changed anything else, but they're starting with adrenal cocktails to re-nourish and calm that response in their body. Don't crave the sugar anymore. Don't need that to get through the day. I've had another client whereby she introduced the adrenal cocktails and she was tracking her sleep. And she noticed there was massive shift in the tracking. At night, she was way, way deeper sleep, quality sleep, and she could really notice a difference in how she functions. She's also noticed with using the adrenal cocktails regularly, she's shifted to doing it at lunchtime rather than putting it at a different time of the day. She's even got a little transporter cup that she takes it to work with her to make it easy. It's already pre-done. She just needs to grab it out of the fridge when she's at work, and that's it. She's made it simpler for herself to do it. And you know what? She doesn't get headaches by mid-afternoon. She's not dragging by the end of the day and barely surviving into the evening and feeling like she's not capable of doing other stuff with her family in the evening as well. So these one little thing, one little drink can actually make a really big mark in a positive way in your life. So why not give it a go? Start with half a quantity of the recipe that I've shared here today and do it once a day. Down the track, you can adjust it, try different times, whatever, but just do one per day at the half quantity. Do that maybe for the next week. See how you feel. Let me know in the comments how you feel. I would love to know if you plan to do these. Tell me if you have done them and notice something. Share it in the comments. I would love to hear. Because ultimately, the world isn't going to slow down. We're not going to suddenly have no stress in our life. We need to find ways to keep up. And this is a really straightforward way to do so that you can get a positive feedback loop on your body, calm your nervous system down, rest better, get things done, and feel better within yourself no matter what stage you're in of life. Let me know how you go. I really look forward to hearing from you. If you want a deep dive into anything that I've talked about today, my contact details are with the video, and I would love for you to book in for a call. Ask questions on the video if you've just got a question you want to ask. Whatever, wherever you're at, I'm here to help. See you later.